authorities arrested head of Modern Lawyers Union Selçuk Koz Agaçlı after his assertion that he would defend the people's causes during his visit to Syria in solidarity with the Syrian people. He added that he is not an outlaw and that the union is going to work with all the syndicates and the workers' unions in Turkey to establish a force on the ground to show the reality of Erdogan's government and its crimes against the Syrian people. The ministerial committee assigned to carry out the political program to solve the crisis in Syria continued its meetings in the afternoon under the chairmanship of the Prime Minister. The committee discussed a number of items and details concerning the initial stage of the program, particularly those concerning humanitarian assistance and the utilization of railways to transfer the assistance materials and to give compensations to the people harmed by terrorist attacks according to precise rules. The committee also discussed the situation of citizens who were forced to leave Syria towards neighboring countries. It called upon the Syrian Red Crescent to facilitate the return of the citizens and to supply them with travel documents that would allow them to enter the country. A decision was also made to provide temporary housing for the citizens whose homes were damaged by terrorist acts. The committee also discussed the memorandum of the Ministry of the Interior concerning the guarantees to be offered to all the opposition forces wishing to take part in the national dialogue. The committee also called upon the Ministry of National Reconciliation to prepare lists of missing people, detained citizens, and those whose places are unknown. The committee also approved a number of relevant resolutions in this field. Foreign and Expatriates Minister Walid al-Muallim stressed that the political program stems from the Syrian people's aspirations and fulfills their demands as it presents a solution through three phases, providing a fluent motion to the safe side of the country, leading to a renewable Syria and blocks the road in the face of foreign initiatives that have started to emerge. Al-Muallim also stressed on spreading the language of dialogue and respecting the other's viewpoint, along with the role of the intellectuals, which have not been manifested fully during the crisis, emphasizing on the importance of their role via the various media outlets in restoring the right Syrian ethical, social and historical values. The minister said that Qatar, Saudi Arabia and Turkey, led by the United States, are supporting, funding and arming terrorists in Syria, so countries who seek the interests of the Syrian people must be committed to stop funding, arming and harboring the terrorists, indicating that the United Nations with the Syrian approval is responsible for setting up a mechanism in order to make sure of everyone's commitment in setting the borders. Al-Muallim asserted that the political program stems from the principles and objectives of the United Nations Charter, the international law and the Geneva Statement, because it is considered as the Syrian interpretation of the vague transitional period in the Geneva Statement, stressing that there will be no discussion with anyone about anything outside this program, noting that the Russian stand adheres to the Geneva Statement, stressing that it is not permitted for anyone to slide the position of the presidency as no one has the decision of legitimacy in Syria except the Syrian people. He also considered that the U.S. placing of Jabhat al-Nusra on the list of terrorist organizations is an ironic step and insufficient, while if it really wanted to fight terrorism, it rather would do that through the Counter-Terrorism Committee in the Security Council by placing Jabhat al-Nusra on the list of terrorist organizations and order the European countries to place it as well on the European list of terrorism. A Syrian Arab army unit inflicted heavy casualties among terrorists in al-Mleha and Daraya in the Damascus countryside, killing the leader of the so-called the military council of the brigade of Hamza ibn Abdul Muttalib. An official source said that our army continued to chase the remaining terrorists in Daraya, killing many of them, including Abu Ali al-Janani, leader of a terrorist group calling itself the Grandsons of the Prophet. The dead terrorists also included Mustafa al-Mustafa, Mahdi Baraka and Muhammad Ashur. The source added that the terrorists in al-Mleha also sustained heavy losses. A store of weapons, including heavy machine guns and bombs, was also destroyed. The engineering personnel also defused dozens of explosive devices, each weighing more than 30 kilograms, planted by the terrorists in the streets in order to be detonated by remote control. The Russian Navy has started the largest military drills in the Black and Mediterranean Seas under the supervision of the General Staff of the Russian Armed Forces. Russia Today website quoted the information office of the Russian Defense Ministry as saying in a statement that warships of the Black Sea, Baltic and North Fleets are participating in what it described as the biggest combat exercises for decades. Earlier, a military diplomatic source said that the large landing Azov ship is heading for Tartus after it was supplied with the required war equipment, loading infantry units of the Russian Navy as the ship has reached Aegean Sea to join other Russian warships there.